Chapter 5, Electricity is discovered by Lohn. Well, of course it is clear that Lenz the cook created the conditions for this discovery as well. It is unquestionable and clear, because Lenz passionately and sustainably provided all members of his tribe with food. These members of the tribe had now more time to explore the world around them and also spend time on other spiritual activities. And so it happened, that some primeval inhabitants were able to make interesting discoveries through the time freed up in this way. Here you can once again clearly see how important the work of the chefs was and still is today. Chefs still feed millions of people in their 30 minutes lunch break, so these people can work 8 hours a day and produce, invent, build, and make the world a better place. This circumstance created and maintained by Lenz the chef, is the birthplace, the moment, and the basis of human existence par excellence. It is safe to say that all human knowledge today is based on the basic discoveries of early Homo sapiens. Over the next 2 million years, millions of conversations took place over food prepared by chefs. During meals, of course, there was talk, discussion, and fertile ground for invention. And here are the consequences and the positive effect of meals taken together around the campfire or the dining table. Back then, Neanderthals would gather at the barbecue area not only to eat, but also to communicate and socialize. And today business lunches and political banquets and dinner parties are held for the same reason. But also during everyday meals together in the family, at work, and in the canteen, there is more to eating than just taking in food. Decisions are made more easily here, agreement is reached more quickly, people are well-intentioned, moderate, and insightful, when eating. We all know conferences can last for hours or even days, but many decisions are made during conference breaks, over coffee, or over a glass of wine during a business lunch. Thank you, Lenz. Back to the story now. Here is the chronicle of another eventful day for the early humans. Lucky circumstances have given Lenz and his friend Lohn the first insight into how electricity and magnetism work. To this day electricity has not yet been invented but discovered. And here are the events of that day in chronological order. During a devastating storm, Lohn, the friend of Lenz, made a groundbreaking discovery. The lightning. The lightning struck a nearby tree, shattering the wood and setting the tree on fire. Lohn, whom humanity later called E for electricity. So Lohn. He was likely an ancestor of Elon Musk. He recognized the power of the lightning immediately, and examined the point of impact. He watched a few leaves being struck by lightning torn from the tree, and flopped on a puddle of water. Coincidentally, there was a deposit of iron ore under the tree, and the force of the lightning had powdered the leaves with fine magnetic iron dust. Lohn observed with amazement that all the leaves lay randomly and disorderly under the tree. Only the floating leaves in the water all pointed in the same direction. Lohn did not yet know that all leaves are pointed to the North Pole, but he realized that there was a force up till then unknown and invisible, must be in play, so he thought, maybe. A physical phenomenon produced by the motion of electric charge, which results in attractive and repulsive forces between objects is here at work. But he had no idea, he just discovered magnetism. He was not only impressed by the orientation of the leaves, but above all by the concentrated power of the lightning. He was amazed that this unknown force could cover the great distance from the cloud cover to the earth so quickly and in a flash. How is that possible? Lohn didn't know and couldn't work it out. So he asked Lenz, what is that? And what? We still call it today, in large quantities we also call it kilowatt. And when everyone was gathered around a campfire for dinner, of course all the tribesmen talked at length about the enlightening experience during today's storm and thunder. From this table talk in particular, there is clear evidence and authoritative narration that has continued into modern day-to-day language. In our everyday slang we use words like flash of inspiration and brainstorming. And this fact clearly points to the prehistoric experience, events, and discoveries of Lohn. Here it is important to recognize that the basic human needs were secured by the chef. Shelter and food are the most important basic needs, and because humans are social beings, eating and sharing food together is an important part of the family, and society at large. At these meals, the early humans could talk dynamically and exchange experiences. So not only food intake but also brain development during those meal times. And when finally the human brain began, not only thinking, but also reasoning, especially the chef's brain, that is the moment where the future could finally begin. The brains of prehistoric cooks and chefs were ahead of the game, and some have remained so to this day. Chefs have more inspirational thoughts than the normal primate brain because cooks have to think about tomorrow today, sometimes even yesterday. Chefs' memory was constantly challenged, Lents had to learn to concentrate on the methods of cookery for longer. All this combined with daily creative challenges and unexpected dealings in food preparation, and the constant social contact with all members of the tribe, all this has promoted and at the same time accelerated the development of the chef's superbrain. It is a logical fact that the brains of the first chefs then naturally stimulated others to develop also. 1,000 years later, when other members of the clan were also able to think, it was possible for the first time to discuss simple observations within the group and to develop them into useful inventions. The consequences are well known and obvious, and can be recognized in a flash. The chef cannot do everything on his own. Without social advancement in individuals, and specialization of some experts, the future is not conceivable. It is fair to say, without a state-certified electrical engineer, the cave would have remained pitch black. And here another fact written on the cave wall: Jesus has been a chef. He must have been a chef. Who else can feed 5,000 people from only 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread? Yes, chefs know the secret recipe from Jesus Christ. You need a big pot, a stock pot, for that soup. Chapter 5, Jesus has been a chef.